Okay, here we go. What is up? I'm NYJohn. We're here with the second game of the day for the Dota 2 Canada Cup playoffs. We have Root Gaming versus Chibiusa's Minions. Root Gaming, the team that came in and upset Arctic in an epic 60-minute game that you can see on my YouTube channel. That was a phenomenal game. Well played all around. The one thing I want to note is that Fun has been playing a ridiculous Nyx Assassin support, and he gets it again this game. We've also seen Root Gaming in their second game so far ahead, able to take some liberties and have fun with it, really go crazy. So they really had a good time in the group stages, making it out pretty clean. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Chibiusa's Minions, they have Darkseer already, but they suffered one loss. Of course, they were the second team out of Group A, so behind Molotov Esports. They are here now, though, so we'll see what they can do up against Root. I'd say for the matchup, Root are favorites, but Chibiusa's can definitely throw something at them. So let's go over what's been banned so far. We see that Lone Druid and Nyx were taken out, and Wisp and Batrider were taken out from Root Gaming as well. So four pretty standard bans across the board. Lifestealer, one that isn't usually opted for over some of the other alternatives, which we're seeing in play right now, but still warranted, I'd say. Chibiusa's Minions pick up a Darkseer and a Naga Siren. Meanwhile, Root Gaming pick up Nyx Assassin and Shadow Demon. So I already talked about Fun and his Nyx Assassin. It is phenomenal. You're going to see some crazy plays if he gets his hands on that hero this game. We're talking 3 hero stuns that just turn the tides of a fight instantly. Of course, Monkeys Forever, known to be one of the top prospects as a North American carry player, and Korea's been around for a long time with Root Gaming, and he is playing the solo role right now. That being said, the player that really put them in the driver's seat against Arctic the other day was Risk on a phenomenal Nature's Prophet, a hero that hasn't been banned out here yet, but we do see Chen get banned out from Root Gaming, and Chibiusa's Minions looking for their third ban now. We'll see who they want to take out of the mix. It's going to be Gyrocopter, so Chibiusa's Minions pick up a Darkseer and a Siren. They're kind of defining where they want to be. The Siren could be supports, but we'll see, I guess. With the Siren and the Darkseer, it's a great combo. I wonder if they're going to try and put this as a carry. Oftentimes, we see the Naga Siren as a carry come a little bit short, but it definitely has the potential after the recent buffs. So we'll see exactly what they want to do with it as they progress through the picking stage. Meanwhile, Root Gaming only picking up 2 supports. This is wide open. It's a great start for them in the drafting phase. Chibiusa is going to try and ban out some carries, some solos, but they can't really identify the exact area that Root may go for. So there's a lot of liberties, and OD is still in the pool. I know that Korea played that last time, or Korea played Kunkka, and Monkeys Forever played OD, I believe. So these are some options still available for them. And it's going to be a Dragonite ban here, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we see OD picked up right now. Leshurk was also banned out from Root Gaming, so Root was opting to ban out a support. Means they probably think Naga is going to be a carry. Meanwhile, third pick up for Root Gaming. See what they want to pick up here. They're going to take their time, though. I think OD is really possible. I'm going to go all in on my OD pick. Monkeys Forever played a really good Outworld Destroyer, Outworld Devourer, Obsidian Destroyer, statue, whatever you want to call it. It's the same hero no matter what. He did a phenomenal job on it last time, and it is one of the better solos. They're going to pick up the Nature's Prophet instead, though. I talked about how Risk plays a really strong Nature's Prophet, so they're going to be able to give that to him. Chibiusa's Minions are looking for a third pick as well. Having the Naga Siren and the Darkseer, they look like they're really geared to these strong team fights, which is a little bit risky to go because if your laning phase falls apart and you're relying on a team fight to pull you through, I mean, if you're already behind and all you have left is 5-man Dota, if you don't hit it, you're really falling further behind. But here they pick up a Rubik, so they opt for another support, or their first support, depending on how we're looking at this. Rubik, solid all around. I think he's a good option against the Nyx Assassin and Shadow Demon. A lot of abilities you can make good use out of. So you can appreciate that pick coming out from Chibiusa's Minions. Overall, very sound support hero. Now Root Gaming looking for their fourth pick. I'm still thinking Kunkka is a possibility. And Obsidian Destroyer. Looking at the bans, there's still something like an anti-mage available if they want to go for a really hard carry. Juggernaut wouldn't be too bad. They go for the Kunkka here, so this is probably going to be Korea on Kunkka. And with this lineup, they can actually probably go a 1-2-2 if they like to, and try and actually throw a little wrench into the plan, not running a tri-lane. Once again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I'm NYJohn. This is the Dota 2 Canada Cup, brought to you by Dota2.ca. And we have Root Gaming versus Chibiusa's Minions. This is game 1 of a best of 3. Root Gaming picking up a lineup that looks a lot like the team I quickly dispatched their second opponent on Saturday. I can't remember who it was, but if you buy a Dota 2 Canada Cup ticket for $1, you can go back and watch that VOD. Watch your favorite players, player perspective camera, listening to my voice. Sounds like a good deal. You could also be in live games and have the opportunity to get some item drops. We also see Chibiusa's Minions looking for their 4th pick. They're going to pick up the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter has had a rough day. Got banned out in the 3rd game of Molotov versus Arctic. However, in the 2 prior games, Bounty Hunter is on the losing end. So, really, I'm not blaming it on the hero, because Bounty Hunter is sound all around. But he definitely is coming short today. And I haven't seen a good Bounty Hunter. He was played pretty well in the 2nd game of the day today, but I haven't seen a Bounty Hunter really impact a game in a decent while. Not one that's memorable at the very least. We see we're in the final banning phase. Root Gaming with their last ban. So if we're thinking Bounty Hunter as an off lane, Darkseer maybe poised to go middle, maybe jungle. It means Chibiusa's Minions maybe looking for another support here. They're looking like a team that's lacking damage output. I mean, Naga early doesn't do that much. Riptide is something. Darkseer as Iron Shield, slow damage is pretty good, but it's not that great. And Bounty Hunter's early damage is decent in lane, but when you get to big team fights where they want to be powerful, they're not going to have all too much. And their big team fights have to be on point. Otherwise, Kunkka's going to come in with the ghost ship, get a boat buff, and things are going to get turned around rather quickly. I mean, Shadow Demon can come in, bail out one hero. Nyx Assassin comes in with a Vendetta, takes down the support instantly. And I don't want to sound biased towards Root. I just feel like Chibiusa's Minions are a little bit lacking on the damage right now. And we'll see if they ban out this OD. Otherwise, it very well could be picked up here. He's a safe pick because he wins middle. It's his job. They're going to ban out the Puck, though. Templar Assassin's still available. Could be an option. Obsidian Destroyer. Excuse me, Outworld Devourer. I'm not even trying to be funny anymore. It's just hard to remember which one it is. And trying to think what else they could do. They have a lot more options if they decide they want to put Kunkka as D middle. They can pick up something like a Storm Spirit if they really like, and then have a super aggressive team. Nyx Assassin and Vendetta, Storm Spirit jumping around the map, Kunkka throwing in boats, Nature's Prophet TPing in. That would be something. They're going to dip into their reserve time now. We're down to 20 seconds. And we'll see what Root Gaming have in mind for Chibiusa's Minion in Game 1 of a best of 3 series. And it is going to be OD. So you listened to me talk about OD for so long, it was bound to happen. OD and Kunkka. I'm on point with 2 of my picks. Thank you very much. And we'll see Chibiusa's Minions with their 5th pick. Bounty Hunter Rubik, Naga Siren, and Darkseer. They need damage, but they can't pick anything that's going to lane well against OD. They're already in a hole if that's what they're looking for. He just lanes too well. He's ridiculous middle right now. So, do you pick a strength hero, a Magnus, who can help out your team fight? No, they go for a support. So this means Darkseer is going to be middle. Keeper Light's going to be the extra support. Keeper Light, Rubik, and Naga tri-lane, I'd assume. Bounty off-lane, Darkseer middle. This is looking a little bit like a weird draft from Chibiusa's Minions. Well, maybe they can execute it. We'll have to wait There's good potential in the lane, at least the tri-lane, for some damage. If you get the snare off, you can time it with the Illuminate. You get a Fade Bolt as well and a Riptide. You can maybe burst down one hero. You got to watch out for Disruption to save them. This can be an aggressive tri-lane from Root. It could be a safe tri-lane. They can put it wherever they want. It's a very versatile mix of heroes. It will come down to where Chibiusa's minion puts their lane. So we're in the game now. We'll go over who's playing what. We'll start with Chibiusa's minions, our Dire team. The second place finishers from Group A. Smartcaster going to be playing Naga Siren. We have Extravagant on Rubik. Kunoichi playing Darkseer. Ice Princess on Bounty Hunter. And J&T on Keeper of the Light. Meanwhile, for the Radiant team, we have Natural on Shadow Demon. Nyx Assassin being played by Fun. Korea will be on Kunkka. Monkeys Forever on Outworld Devourer. And Risk on Nature's Prophet. So a couple of these combinations we've already seen. These players playing these heroes very well. They're experienced with their roles on these heroes. Meanwhile, CM are going more of an experimental build. This is going to be important if they are able to win this top lane, which they should. It's against a solo Risk. If they're able to win this hard, maybe get down a tower earlier on, you could see some potential. It's not going to be the easiest lane for Risk to deal with. There's a snare. There's also a telekinesis. So they're going to need to really bring the hurt to this Nature's Prophet. Force him into the jungle and get full control of this lane. Because bottom, you know Kunoichi's going to have a tough time. They actually are opting to put Kunoichi bottom and Ice Princess middle. So we're going to put the Bounty Hunter middle against Outworld Devourer. I don't know about this decision. I guess Bounty Hunter is less reliant on his mana. He can opt to level up Janata. So Janata will, of course, passively proc. And he can get some last hits that way. But he's still going to get muscled out of the lane pretty heavily. And we'll see if they get early detection up in the middle lane for Monkeys Forever. That would definitely provide an opportunity for a kill at some point. It's just how strong Outworld Devourer is. It's going to be crucial that CM, around the time that Bounty Hunter is nearing level 5, level 6, are able to rotate the supports in and try and generate a kill on this OD. But that being said, Keeper Light's not the best roaming support. Rubik can do a pretty good job of it. And they still need this top lane to go well for Naga Siren. So we're watching Monkeys Forever block up the middle lane. Brilliant blocking. Fun actually coming in from the side. I think they realize it's... Yeah, the ward spotted off, so they know Kunoichi's a lone bottom. They're going to rotate Fun to put a ward down and then go back. Glad I didn't get ahead of myself there. I would have been totally wrong. Ice Princess already getting hit by one of those Astral Imprisonments. Monkeys Forever boasting his damage to 66, so up 12 in the base damage department. And he's going to be able to get so many denies here. He's already denied 2 out of the initial wave. Bottom lane, we see Korea's doing a good job of getting his last hits and denies as well. 3 for 2 for him. So, I mean, if all stays the course, these are 2-1 lanes for Root. I don't know if there's much more they can ask for. That's why if you're CM right now, you're looking at it, the game barely has even started, but you got to shake things up. There's no way Bounty Hunter can out-CS the OD in middle. It could be the best Bounty Hunter in the world and he can't out-CS the OD. He's just going to have more damage. Astral Imprisonment's going to fly again. And now Ice Princess does pick up a level in Shadow Walk, so he's going to be a little bit more safe. I like that early level. I wouldn't be surprised if he just ignored Shuriken and leveled Shadow Walk a little bit more emphasis early on, so he can have it for the shorter... for the better burst damage out of it, because he's not going to have a great mana pool as long as he's staying in middle. Not realistic to fall back onto that Shuriken toss. Now Smartcaster on the top lane is getting the CS 6 for 4 and not doing too great, and Snare comes out on Risk. Risk may be in trouble here. This could be a first blood. We see Extravagant gonna use the telekinesis, tosses Risk back. Risk is in a bad situation. He's gonna get hit by the Riptide and go down. Riptide 130 damage will secure the kill for Naga. That's what they need. They need to get kills on this Nature's Prophet, get him to the jungle and get some towers, because the other lanes aren't looking that great. Meanwhile, bottom lane, continue to see Korea farm well. 15 for 4. 2.5 minutes into the game. So he's getting his free farm. You best believe it. Mid lane, Astral Imprisont's going to continue to fly. This is going to be a standard build, probably 4-4. We'll see if he delays the Sanity's Eclipse. It's going to be difficult to get a kill on Bounty Hunter alone. Fun is pulling in the jungle. He only is level 1 though, so they need to start getting some levels in these supports. I wouldn't even mind if they stole a little bit from Kunkka, to be honest. But they don't want to fall behind since the supports on the side of the Dire are doing a little bit better. They're level 2 at the very least, almost level 3. You see 83 damage to 63 damage, so 20 damage differential in the middle. It means all the difference in the world, really. Odie's going to turn around and keep throwing off some auto attacks where he can. Bottom lane, they're thinking about initiating on Kunoichi now. He's up way far in the lane. Kunoichi taking a whole lot of liberties, getting this close. He's already using the Surge. Now it's going to get set up on Demonic Purge is there. Excuse me, Disruption is there. Follow it up with the Torrent, a secondary stun from Fun. And now Korea's just waiting for the last hit. But Shadow Demon still gets it. So Korea a little bit disappointed, but nonetheless, they get the kill onto the Darkseer. Darkseer came way too forward in lane. That was risky play, and he's going to realize that and try and fix that next time around. Meanwhile, Risk has made his way into the jungle, so he realized he has to go to the woods to get his farm. He can't actually stand in that top lane, and they're going to go for the push. So this is what CM need to do. They need to get this tower. They need to get probably the tier 2 as well to alleviate the pressure on some of these other lanes. Monkey's Forever in the middle lane has taken a fair share of damage. We see his boots are completed. The treads are going to fly out to him momentarily. He's going to go ahead and keep spamming that Astral Imprisonment. Now up to 97 base damage because he has 3 stacks. Hitting so hard. But Ice Princess does have better regen. He opted for a bottle. He decided to, it looks like maybe crow it once or twice. There's a haste rune top if you'd like to go try and pick that up. I don't think Monkeys Forever is really intent on leaving the lane because they both have vision of this rune. And neither team has moved, but here we go. Monkeys Forever this time is going to go for that haste rune. Actually pick it up probably just to deny it. Not really in a powerful enough position to go for a gank. And there's all the mana of Ice Princess gone. It looks like he used 1 shuriken or something along those lines. Korea on the bottom lane continues to farm extremely well. 34 for 8 at 5 minutes. What's free farm? 80 in 10 minutes? So he's a little bit off of free farm, but still doing really well. When taking a look at the rest of the last hits, it shows 29 on OD, 28 on Naga Siren. So Naga Siren have a good time in the top lane. Not as good, but still good nonetheless. The only problem is that she's on par with the OD. So this is what I'm talking about. This kind of puts into focus the fact that 2 lanes are being won by Root right now. 3rd lane is being won. Oh, OD gets a kill in middle. Excuse me, I was watching the push in the top lane. And ranting. 2 lanes are being won by Root right now. And the 3rd lane is being won by CM. However, Naga Siren is a very farm line carry. If that's what they're going to try and bank on. OD's going to be strong in the mid game. Kunkka's going to be strong in the mid game. Naga, you need to try and take it a little bit later than that. We do also see Kunkka opting to pick up that Midas. So really early Midas for Kunkka. Not a bad decision. We talk about the fact that if you can get it around 5 minutes, it's always going to be a good item choice. He did this the last time he played Kunkka and it worked out great for him. So why not do it again? Extravagant's going to get some wards delivered out to him as supports do rotate middle. They're going to prevent this push from happening any further. Illuminate spam will be there to make sure of that. Top lane. Naga can't even farm this anymore because the lane's pushed out pretty far. So she's going to have to try and move around. This is not exactly what they want out of Naga. Now Fun's going to get a chance to get some CS. Maybe even get a level or 2. Probably 1 level here. And getting that level 5. Once he has Vendetta, that's going to be huge for him. And this is another thing Fun does a really good job of on Nyx Assassin. Finding his CS wherever he can. And making the most out of that. Which is so crucial and overrated or underlooked for supports. It's just being able to get some space. Because that Vendetta is going to make all the difference in this game where you're trying to pull early game fights out of a hat. Oh, here we go. Disruption on top of Bounty Hunter as he tries to rotate him towards the middle. Great vision is going to spot him off. Astral Imprisont's going to hit him as well. So not a good time for Bounty Hunter there. OD does opt to pick up the settings. Eclipse, he's already used it, so he used it for that first kill on Bounty Hunter. Not opting to go the 4-4 that we see from some players, which is interesting. Some like to go for Astral Imprisonment, for Essence Aura, not pick up Sanity's Eclipse, but Monkey's Forever doing it his style. Bounty Hunter coming back into the lane. Monkey's Forever now has both components of the mech. He's just looking for the recipe, about 800 gold away from that. This is going to be a really early mech. So we're talking about getting together some team fight potential. It looks like Risk is going to work towards Midas, but it's going to be a really late Midas for him because he just has Gloves of Haste. He's still about 800 gold for finishing off the recipe. So it's not going to be anything like Kunkka's Midas, but nonetheless, Nature's probably one of those heroes you can get the late Midas on. Middle lane, they're going to try and jump on top of JNT, who's in a really bad position. We see Monkeys Forever getting these auto attacks off, and Nyx Assassin's actually going to get the kill. And he's almost level 6 as well. Bottom lane, there's an engage. A boat's coming in. It's going to hit on top of Kunoichi, and Kunoichi is dead. Extravagance, the next target. X marks the spot, pulls him backward, gets stuck inside of a Sprout as well. And a Sprout with Kunkka is not exactly where you want to be. A little bit too close for comfort. TP's going to come down to try and save this tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. It's going to be JNT spamming off the Illuminates, but Fun's going to go ahead and pop off the Spike Carapace, turns around, gets a stun. Korea going to toss off the X, and that will be enough to get them a kill on Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light. Oh man, Nyx Assassin is his worst enemy, being able to just turn around and deflect that huge Illuminate. The middle lane, Monkeys Forever just continues to farm. He's about 1 CS away from finishing off that mech. It's going to be a huge pickup for him. We already see Bounty Hunter doesn't really have any kill potential. You can't go on him. He's 1v1 in the middle lane, double damage in the bottle, and still can't really press onto this OD because of the fact that A, he does so much damage, B, Astral Imprisonment makes him relatively safe, and also the fact that he's so far ahead in terms of farm and CS. We see 59 for 24 on OD, 17 for 2 on Bounty Hunter. I mean, I've seen OD win middle matchups hard, but trying to put Bounty middle because he has Janata, I'm just not sure the thought process was perfect. That being said, Chibiusa's minions still trying to claw their way back into this game. 6-1 kill lead for Root. If we look at the gold graph, it's starting to climb in favor of Root as well. 4,000 experience to their name. Korea's going to run into Ice Princess in the jungle here. He gets tracked up. Ice Princess going to pursue. He has level 4 in Shuriken Toss. So I didn't even notice this until now. He opted to level Shuriken Toss, which actually scales the mana up, as you can see on the screen right now. That's why most people would tend to not do that against an OD, but Ice Princess, interesting choices. Risk continuing to farm. He's about 300 away from finishing up his Midas top lane. Fun goes on top of Smartcaster. Smartcaster, 2 hits from death. In comes the Wrath of Nature. It's short, though. Oh, it just comes short. Would have been a kill if it didn't get so unlucky. Naga Siren now has the Relic in her inventory, so going for a first item, Radiance. Still, though, only 910 health. She's susceptible to the Vendetta. Going to get hit by stuff like the Torrent, the boat, and really take a whole lot of damage in the middle of these team fights. Illusion's going to get stunned off here by Fun, and will be taken care of. Risk on the bottom lane is now going to finish off that Midas in a moment. We see Kunkka picks up his Shadow Amulet. So he's only about 800 gold from finishing off the entirety of his Shadow Blade. He's pinging this tower too. This tower's pretty low. They can try and push this out here. Kunoichi thinking about maybe rotating it to try and defend it in a moment. But instead he's a little bit reluctant. Doesn't have boots. Has the surge to rely on for speed. However, X marks the spot is going to, for all intents and purposes, negate that speed. And the fact that Kunkka's already level 11, the damage from skills alone is through the roof. And now we see Risk has entered the mix. He has a couple of Treant spawns up and active, and this tower stands no chance against this push. It looks like middle, they're going to try and get a response push from Chibiusa's minions. Ice Princess, Extravagant, and JNT are going to spam off this wave and charge in here. Tower's full health. Glyph is available. They're going to TP back to defend it. 3 TPs come in, and Risk is going to be the first of the 3. Sprout comes out on Ice Princess. Ice Princess going to be stuck in place for the Torrent. Korea's going to get a couple of hits on him. The Tower's going to hit him as well. Demonic Purge is going to put Ice Princess in a horrible situation. And Kunkka getting the kill. Huge damage from him there. And now he has enough money. That's going to be the completed Shadow Blade flying out to him. Top lane Illusions are pushing forward towards the tier 2. Tier 3 not really facing any imminent danger, though, as we see Naga Siren about 100 gold away from finishing off the Radiance. Fun's going to start working on the tier 1 in the middle. And once again, he's able to catch off Keeper of the Light with Illuminate. Keeper of the Light may start to be a little bit more hesitant with that before he's spamming it off, just because it has backfired on him once or twice so far this game. Kanoichi has been left alone bottom, so he has some space to breathe, but now Risk is going to take that away from him immediately as he comes down and is going to try and pick up the farm in that lane. Monkeys Forever popping off that mech recently. Shadow Demon sitting on 700 gold. He's going to rotate back in towards the middle lane, and we see Kunkka has decided to go top. So with the Shadow Blade and with Fun, they're both going to head invis in a moment, it looks like. This is going to be a double invis gank extravagant plan. No, it's actually Smartcaster in the lane. Fun with Vendetta active is wrapping around. He now knows the Radiance is in play, as he can see himself taking damage. And Fun's going to get a solo kill here on Smartcaster. One more auto tech will do the job. Rubik with telekinesis. Huge defensive plays. Just barely keeping Smartcaster alive. And now there's a response. Ice Princess comes in, tracks Fun. Fun's going to drop. Here we go. Korea looks for a Torrent, misses. Looks for a boat, misses. He misses everything, but he's still dealing a lot of damage with those Tidebringers to Ice Princess. Now Natural comes in, uses the Dust. Demonic Purge. Nope, Soul Catcher first, now Demonic Purge. And Korea has plenty of damage to finish off Ice Princess now. Easy kill for Shadow Demon. Middle lane, we see Monkeys Forever continuing to press. Risk is going to come in as well. They're going to get a tower kill here. Kill going to the Radiance. Smartcaster makes his way in, is going to pop off Song of the Siren. He's going to call it off, though, and Astral Imprisonment is going to stop him from doing absolutely anything. In fact, they're going to turn around and try and fight Smartcaster now. Saturday's Eclipse is going to obliterate Naga Siren. Nyx Assassin gets a cleanup on Keeper of the Light as well. 10-2 is the kill lead. Root over Chibiusa's minions. Having a phenomenal time in this game. This is a game 1 of a best of 3. Korea going to the top lane. He's now putting so much damage on this tower. Is there any response? Can anyone come up here to defend this? It looks like Keeper of the Light. We're only 15 minutes in. He actually picks us up the mech. That's pretty good for him. Forstaff is up on OD, though, which is not a good sign. Treads are up on Shadow Demon, so luxurious life for the Shadow Demon. His tower's down to 140. It might get put in deny range for these creeps. In fact, it is. Hopefully their creeps are going to finish it off if you're a fan of Root. No Glyph. Creeps are going to get a tower kill. The late response with the TP there. Fun's going to come in on top of Ice Princess. Torrent's going to hit. And Nature's probably going to steal the kill with the Wrath of Nature. Everything going really well for Root. Pause comes out from OD. So I want to take a moment to thank everyone that's joining us on NYJohn. This is the Dota 2 Canada Cup brought to you by Dota2.ca. Be sure to purchase a ticket in-game. We have tickets available for $1 in the Dota 2 store. So it's a bargain of the century, $1. I definitely think you should do it. Root is doing a phenomenal job this game, 11-2. When we take a look at the graphs while we have a moment here, over 10,000 gold in advantage for them, over 7,500 experience as well. So overall, I think something to be proud of, a performance they can hang their hat on. And Chibiusa's minions are going to have to find some response here. Disconnect comes out from Bounty Hunter. That's why we're paused right now. But I mentioned how Bounty Hunter has just been ineffective today. And lately in the scene too as well, I'd say. But that's just one person's opinion. Apparently a lot of teams still value him pretty highly. It's just not panning out. Of Bounty Hunter solo middle against an OD, Like I said before the game, best case scenario, Janata lands you a couple of last hits. Worst case scenario is this 91 CS on Obsidian. I did it again. Outworld Destroyer uh, versus 25 CS on your Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter is just not a good last hitting hero. He's not a good farming hero at all. So when he falls behind like this, he's relying on getting kills, but since he's given up such a big gold advantage to his opponent, he has items like a mech and a force staff, which is going to make it further difficult to find those kills, just compounding the problem against him. And the bottom lane, not much Darkseer could have done. It was a tough lane. He pressed forward once, got caught out, and then from there on, it kind of opened up the floodgates. He hasn't been able to be a part of any of these team fights, which they desperately need him to be in, since they are more team fight oriented, having the Naga Siren ultimate, the vacuum, a couple other big team fight abilities in the mix. Meanwhile, Naga Siren was able to finish up the Radiance really quickly, to be honest. I mean, 98 CS, she's doing well. If we head over to net worth, she's in third, above the Nature's Prophet, but Naga Siren just isn't that high damage output hero like Obsidian Destroyer is, like Kunkka is. And I'm even going to stop trying to correct myself because I cannot not say Obsidian Destroyer. We're just going to stick with OD. I apologize. If anyone is a copyright lawyer and you work for Blizzard, please don't sue me. OD is huge. That's essentially what I'm getting at. And Kunkka is almost, well, he is bigger. He's 2,000 gold bigger. So you're going to see a Chrysalis come into play shortly as well. And if he gets that proc out of the Shadow Blade, we can look at the health totals for some of these heroes. 700, 910, 986, 644. He could one-shot Rubik if he gets a proc out of the Shadow Blade with the Tidebringer active. So that's what we're looking at right now. And we're in a big pause. Apparently, looks like one of the players, Bounty Hunter, lost his internet. So I'm going to rest my voice for a minute. And we'll sit tight. We'll get back into the game once the unpause is up. So we do get on pause. Bounty Hunter is back. And to the person in my chat that was saying there was weird background noise, I was just hearing it too, and I have no idea what it is. I literally just closed every window on my computer, except for, of course, the stream and the game. But that being said, we'll get back to the action. We'll see if CM have a response here. Korea's going to get spotted out here. But Extravagant is going to get jumped on. The amount of purchase there, that should be enough to get the kill on him. He gets blown up. Smartcaster turns around. Might want to jump in here. Can he find anybody? Risk is going to TP down bottom. They're going to be content with pushing this. Monkeys Forever has Astral Imprisonment on Kunoichi. Sprout's going to stop Kunoichi in his path. He's going to wisely use the vacuum to try and get out of there, but a force stab by Monkeys Forever is going to block his path, and they know exactly where he is now. The question is, how hard is Monkeys going to commit to this? The answer is he's already committed pretty hard, so he's stuck. And wow. That TP, so close to getting caught out by Ice Princess. One shuriken would have stopped it, but he just wasn't able to spot him behind those trees. Wow. Able to stand behind these two trees. And I thought Vision may have went between them, but it didn't, because these trees are all down. So when Bounty Hunter walked in here, he just couldn't see him. That was close. Would have been a nice kill to kill off Monkeys Forever, considering he's 2-0. Would give you a decent amount of gold and a huge amount of experience. He's level 11. Korea is now being chased by Ice Princess. Torrent's going to fly on him. Boat's going to come out to try and save Korea from the damage that's on him. And it looks like they're going to be able to retreat pretty safely. Risk is going to TP down to the bottom lane and continue to farm. Monkeys Forever picking up a kill in the jungle. No big deal by himself. He used the Standing Eclipse already, though. He tries to get a second kill on Ice Princess, but he cannot before he's killed. So, after surviving so brilliantly, he decides to go and sacrifice his life for one kill on a support. Trying to 1v5 at this stage of the game. It's a little bit ambitious, I'd say. You see Naturel. Looking pretty beefy. Those treads as well as a wand. Also has wards, some dust. Here's fun with the Vendetta active. Gonna charge in here and look for a target to open up on. And he can't find anybody. So Vision is limited for root right now. They haven't placed those wards. They're still in the inventory of Naturel. He's looking to put them really aggressive. He goes to the high ground, pokes his head up there. Will he place a ward? Not quite yet. We do see a lot of heroes up towards this top lane for Chibiusa's minions. Middle lane, X marks the spot, going to go on Ice Princess. It's timed properly from Korea. And here's the damage follow-up. Nature's Prophet going to get the kill there. Bounty Hunter just going to drop seamlessly. Now with Bounty Hunter dead, they're going to press on to the Tier 2 tower. Tier 2 tower, not going to stand a great chance against 5 heroes of Chibiusa's minions. Let's see if they try and set up a fight with the Song, though. It's definitely an opportunity they have when all the heroes are grouped up middle, but it doesn't look like they wanted to take advantage of it since they don't have the BH. They'll head down towards the bottom and continue their farm. Now they're going to start trolling each other with abilities like they did the other day when they were ahead. So Monkeys Forever and Korea, in-game rivals. Astral Imprisonments, X marks the spots. There it is. They like to have fun with each other when they're ahead, which can definitely be appreciated. Torrent's going to come in, hit the wave. Shadow Poison should clean it up. It looks like we're slowing down a little bit as neither team wants to be too aggressive. Off course, Korea spamming off those abilities has a secondary purpose as well. He's trying to proc the aura from OD. He just wasn't getting very lucky in that instance. And now they're going to go ahead Astral Imprison on top of the BH. BH is going to come out of it, take a huge chunk of damage, and he's about one orb attack away from death. The boat does come in, but boat not actually going to connect. Sanity's Eclipse is going to whiff for the most part. It may have just hit Darks here. Not the greatest use of that ability. Here comes the Demonic Purge and the orb attack from Outworld Devourer. He's going to get the kill there on top of Bounty Hunter. Or Bounty Hunter just barely survives. But now he's dead. As Ice Princess gets cleaned up by the Shadow Demon, Shadow Poison. And Rubik was the one killed by OD. So excuse me, I mixed those two up. The Tier 2 tower on the bottom lane is going to be taken down as well. Now middle lane Risk is getting jumped on. Here is the Song of the Siren to try and set up this team fight. Fun's going to get pulled in. He doesn't have a time to pop off the Carapace. There it is now. And it's going to slow down the kill on him, but instead the Fable is there to clean it up anyway. Rotations coming from the rest of Root as they come down the high ground, but Torrent is not going to hit on anybody. And Risk survives. Risk also building a Mystic Staff, so working towards the Scythe of Vice, it looks like. Let's take a look at Nagasiren. Nagasiren sitting on 3,300 more gold, so decide if she wants to build up beefy, be a tank, or if she's going to go for all-out damage, since they are certainly lacking that. Middle lane, Astral Imprisonment is going to hit on top of Rubik. Rubik pulled back here, gets hit by one orb, two orbs, close to death, but the Telekinesis stun is going to slow down Monkey Forever. He's not going to follow any further since Force Staff is on cooldown. They'll pop off the mech and now try and push out this middle lane as Risk joins them with the teleport. Rooter in a really powerful position. Here comes Fun with the Carapace. It's going to start off JNT. JNT once again going to die the same way. A big boat comes in. Boat Buff is in play now. It's going to make it really difficult for CM to take a team fight. Natural is going to get vacuumed in, but he's still not dying. You see a stun comes out on Ice Princess. Orbs are here. And another Astral Imprisonment, this time from Extravagant to try and save him. Not going to work out, though. It looks like Ice Princess is going to get hit by Demonic Purge. That'll be enough to kill him. Korea's coming down from the high ground as he gets tossed up with the Telekinesis. Ensnare is there. And wow, Ice Princess is somehow living. He must have had a full magic wand. That looked like certain death off of that Demonic Purge. But really well timed by him to survive that. Nature's Prophet can afford the entirety of a sheep now. So big item pickup for him. 17-5 is the kill lead. Our graphs show 14,000 gold in favor of Root, 10,000 experience in favor of Root, and this has been a stomp. I mean, CM are definitely better than what they're showing right now. Let's put it that way. We saw them play. The game they had to win to make it here was a good game. I mean, they played particularly well, but their picks were just all over the place for this game. They don't really have a source of damage. They don't have a solo middle, and it just panned out exactly like that. We see Fun now has a Blink Dagger on his Nyx Assassin, so maybe we'll get to see Fun style a little bit. He is tracked up, though, so it's devastating for a level 9 Nyx Assassin support. Can't go invisible. Top lane, there's a little bit of a fight going on between Shadow Demon and Naga Siren. Naga Siren's going to get some help from her team as they rotate in. Song of Siren's in play, but Risk is going to jump on top of Rubik, kill him off in the jungle before the rest of the team can reach Naga Siren. Smartcaster's now getting sheeped by Risk, and the orbs are there. Monkeys forever, hitting so hard. Down goes Naga Siren. Kunkka actually getting the last hit. Stun comes off on Ice Princess from the spiked Carapace. They're going to try and get the kill here. Korea goes invisible, trying to find Ice Princess, and cannot actually catch up to him. Meanwhile, JNT double stun from Fun once again, and there's the Sanity's Eclipse. Kunoichi going to drop as well as JNT going down. Now they're just going to work towards top lane, take down this tower, 322 health on it. And this is going to be a push towards the base. I'm working on this tier 3 tower. Ice Princess comes in, throws down a track. He has nothing. We're 25 minutes in. He has drums as a solo middle. Extravagant. Not much going on. Mech is on Keeper of the Light. And if it wasn't for Naga Siren, I think Keeper of the Light was the second most farmed hero on that team. Nope. He's being beaten out by... I'm not even close. Wow, that was wrong. Let's pretend we never said that. Keep it light, though. I mean, having a mech is impressive considering how poorly his team is doing and where everyone else is standing. Let's revise my statement to that. Daedalus is up on Kunkka. So he's hitting particularly hard. Now Shadow Demon has a Blink Dagger too. A little bit of a lull in the action. They're able to take down that tier 3 tower though, so huge plays for them. That means that Risk can make his way in there. If they're able to take the fight to another lane, it's going to be a great opening for them. Monkeys Forever sitting on top of Darkseer. He also has an ultimate orb, 2200 gold in the bank, so he's about 1300, 1400 from finishing off the entirety of a Scythe of Ice. Natural has to turn around and disrupt an illusion to try and save alive, but the Shuriken toss from Ice Princess is there. Boat is there from Korea as well, but Ice Princess being invisible is just going to casually walk away. It's a little bit depressing for Root. So Ice Princess casually does pick up a kill there. That's nice. And now it looks like Root are just going to focus their efforts towards middle, pushing on in towards the base. Here's a TP forward, aggressive TP look from Risk. He doesn't actually go through with it. That time the Astral plus the Torrent are not synchronized. And they're going to kill off the illusions and head back to base. Wow, those orbs were hitting hard. 9%, 1951. I want to say it's like almost 187 damage bonus with the orbs active. But my math can be horrible as well. So we'll just have to pay attention next time he attacks. But I think that's ballpark where it is. And Kunkka hitting with a Daedalus, 823. That was really nice of him to display that just then. It's no joke how much damage is coming out from Root. CM have dug themselves into a hole. It's going to be very difficult to work their way out of that hole. 20,000 gold, 14,000 experience. By very difficult, I mean pretty much impossible. We're waiting for Root to put the nails in the coffin, so to speak. But Root are going to play it safe. No reason to take any risks here. OD getting really close to finishing up that sheep. They already have the sheep on Nature's Prophet. He's now working towards a silence. Fun picks up a gem, so that's going to be really beneficial in these big fights. Korea's individually pushing out this bottom lane now. He picks up a Demon Edge as well. So we'll see if it's going to be a Divine Rapier or perhaps the safer Monkey King Bar build. Natural. And let's take a look and see if they have anything else. Nagasaran does finish up a completed heart. So she's tankier. There's a pipe on Darkseer. She's going to block a fair deal of damage, I suppose. There's a lot of AoE coming out from Root that can be blocked. Extravagant, no. Keeper is still sitting on that mech. And Ice Princess still on drums. And there's the silence for Prophet. So Prophet just getting bigger and bigger as time elapses. Pause comes out from admin. And it's going to be another pause to wait for Pink to reconnect. So thank you for everyone that's tuning in. This game's a little bit one-sided, but we saw some great games earlier today. Root is taking the fight to Chibiusa's minions for certain. We'll see if Chibiusa's minions can maybe get one or two good team fights in their favor, turn it into a Roche, which Root haven't even looked for yet. But once again, I'm NYJohn. Thank you for watching. Be sure to follow me at NYJohn TV on Twitter. Keep you updated on Dota 2 Canada action. Speaking of which, go to the Dota 2 store, buy your ticket for $1. You'll have the opportunity to get drops in-game from your favorite players, as well as be able to watch in-game in brilliant HD. And that way you don't have to come into chat and complain about the fact that I could only do 720. I know some of you are watching at work, though. I'm just joking. But I am not partnered, so all I can do is 720. I do not want to go less than that because then the people that can watch 720 in perfect quality would be at a disadvantage, and also because then my VOD quality wouldn't be as good. So all VODs are available on my YouTube, youtube.com/NYJohnTV. I didn't upload yesterday's VODs yet, but the VODs from Saturday are there. So if you want to watch a really good game with Root and their new lineup, that is definitely available on my YouTube. Meanwhile, we'll wait for him to try and reconnect through this pause again. I'm really curious to see how Root are going to match up against some of these other teams because, of course, they did take down Arctic once. That game probably could have won either way. Arctic may not have helped their case at certain points in that game, but when we get into the nitty-gritty, Root may have a chance at Arctic in a best of 3, and then they could really show off something special. If you can take down Arctic in best of 3, they may get a chance at typical mistakes if they are able to advance, or even some of the other teams from the bottom half of the bracket. We get to see exactly how this lineup stacks up against a real stiff competition that is in this Dota 2 Canada Cup. And I'm curious to see, can they continue to be as successful as this? Because, to be honest, Root has had trouble sustaining success, let alone sustaining rosters. But right now, these are a lot of known players. Monkeys Forever, widely regarded as one of the better North American prospects. He's having a phenomenal time in this tournament, especially Korea. Of course, probably the most known player in this team. Fun seems to be doing a brilliant job as captaining, certainly doing an amazing job as a support. So a lot of good things going for this team right now. Can they keep it up, and can they do it against a little bit tougher competition? Not to bash on Chibiusa's minions, but they just haven't been on the same level yet this game. I think they'd agree with that as well. I don't think that's an insult in any sense. So we see Kunkka does opt to go for the Monkey King bar, not going for the Divine Rapier all-in, because that would be a little bit extravagant. We also see that the sheep is finished up on Monkeys Forever. So 2 sheeps up, Monkey King bar, Daedalus, Shadowblade, Midas on Korea. He's ridiculous right now. Look at these net worths. We can see 17,000, 15,000, 14,000 on Naga. Naga's not even that far behind, but the next closest on her team is 7,000 on Darkseer. Is he expected to pick up the slack in terms of damage output? Look at these 3 heroes and how much damage they're dealing. Nature's Prophet, Kunkka, and the OD, of course. I don't know if Darkseer is a tall task ahead of him if he's supposed to really pick up that slack. And Wall is a good skill, but in this game, it doesn't steal that much from OD. I guess it's decent against Kunkka, but that's it. It's not that good against Nature's Prophet. It's not good against OD. So it's not like you could fall back on Wall and say that's going to be the difference maker. Meanwhile, Korea and Risk are working on Roshan. Roshan is being taken down, and Kunkka will get an Aegis. Meanwhile, looks like Risk is going to decide to push out the bottom lane. We also see an engage here. It looks like Shadow Demon gets caught off alone. They actually use the Song of the Siren for this, but he's going to blink straight out of it. Now he has Disruption. This could be a big turnaround. It looks like Astral Imprisonment. It doesn't look like they want to engage, though. They're going to let Shadow Demon go. Shadow Demon's still surviving somehow. And now they get a sheep onto Smartcaster. There's the huge Sanity's Eclipse. It's going to be able enough to finish off Smartcaster. Kunoichi's dead as well. Buyback comes out from Nature's Prophet, and buyback comes out from Naga Siren. So a couple of heroes had to buy back. As Korea made his way into the fight, and a 5-man team wipe in favor of Root with a buyback from Smartcaster. He does have a Yasha as well now. Something worth noting. Risk did buyback too, but he's able to push out this middle lane. And it looked like his Midas was off cooldown, so getting to use that too is nice. Korea's going to find the real one. They don't exit though. Top lane's being pushed out at the same time as middle, and you can see just because the levels are so low on the side of CM, they respawn so quickly. Rubik is level 8, Keeper Light's level 10, even Bounty Hunter's only level 12, so everyone's back up after that huge team wipe. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult to push, but Korea has a ghost ship back up. One of the upsides of Kunkka is that ghost ship is so strong. And has such a low cooldown. Monkeys Forever is going to get hit by an ensnare here. He's taking a good amount of damage. Remember, the Aegis is on Korea. It's not on OD. So OD is going to have to back up a little bit and play it safer as they try and pop off a mech and head back uphill. Mech's down for another 17 yet. Nyx Assassin has a Dagon as well. Can they break up this hill and get a Rax? There's an ensnare. It's going to hit Korea. And there we go. Boat's going to come in. Even through the song, the boat with the climactic kill on top of Keeper of the Light. Natsu's going to blink forward, but he won't find anybody. Rax is going to go down. Wouldn't be too surprised if we see GG called in a moment here from Chibiusa's minions. This has been a seamless victory from Root, not really making too many mistakes. 28-8 is a kill lead. We'll see if they can continue and just break through the base. Kunoichi drops. Smartcaster caught in a sprout here. Korea going to throw a torrent onto Ice Princess, turn around and hit Smartcaster, pop off his Aegis, and another 2-hero stun from Nyx Assassin is brilliant. Fun is really good on this hero. And Kunkka going to throw out the torrent. It just barely misses, but the orbs from Monkeys Forever, the boat from Kunkka, kills off Keeper of the Light. A little bit of overkill perhaps there. And I don't know why anyone's CPing home, but they are. GG's call from J&T. That's it. It's a wrap. 25,000 gold, 30,000 experience. And Root have dispatched Chibiusa's minions in Game 1. But this is a best of 3 series, so Chibiusa's minions will have a chance to respond in Game 2. They need to get back to the drawing board and figure something more solid out. For the people in Twitch, I want to let you know that I can't lower the quality of the video, which I apologize for. I explained this before, but I know people are coming in and out. I've heard from many sources that there's a lot of issues on Twitch's end, so that's causing some stuttering, but I can assure you on my end, I have no issues. So if you are normally able to watch 720